work it out. I wrote a letter on the page and put it in her bag one day. And the letter said, everybody's laughing because it's you I'm asking. They don't feel my chances are high. They say that I don't have what it takes to make you love me. All the same, I just have to try. Local dance, everybody laugh. Everybody laugh. Cause all the local Romeos are trying to put on a show for her eyes. Everybody laugh. She wondered what was the fuss all about. And because she could not work it out, I had to let her know right there. So I whispered in her ear, but to wait until the laughter all subsides, until that awful crowd that cheer behind. Well, everybody's laughing because it's you I'm asking. They don't feel my chances are high. They say that I don't have what it takes to make you love me. All the same, I just have to try.
Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is a 556 Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. This is fought on a custom map hosted by Brotherhood member Crypto, and it's got the potential to be a really great battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Lando. Now, Lando has got 10 infantry, 5 archers, 5 cavalry, and an old school armoured cavalry general. Just want to draw your attention here, if we have a look at his archers. Just have a look at the upgrades on his archers. Let's have a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 upgrades. Fully upgraded archers here. Okay, so he's got fully upgraded archers, and that might give you a clue to what kind of factions we're going to be fighting during the course of this battle. Okay, so fully upgraded archers. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. And I think he's only got 7 upgrades. Got gold shield, gold attack, and a stripe on there. Just to say, it's always nice to see an old school unit here, and this is the armoured cavalry general unit here, and as you can see, he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. As we said before, up to about maybe 12 years ago, we all used to bring this as our cavalry, as a cavalry general before we switched to an infantry general. And as I say, this is genuinely old school here, and both Lando and I believe Conan are 2 of the best users of this old school unit on Rome Total War today. So it'll be interesting to see how well he uses this unit. As I say, up to about 12 years ago, we were all using the armoured cavalry general as our general unit, but he's only got 10 infantry. Is that enough for the modern day battlefield? Well, I guess we'll just have to see as the battle unfolds. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Conan, the co-founder of the Brotherhood. Now, Conan has got 17 infantry, 2 heavy cavalry, and an armoured cavalry general. Okay, so his army is very infantry based. Let's have a quick look at upgrades on his cavalry. Okay, he just got gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry, and once again he has gone for the old school, old fashioned Roman armoured cavalry general. So with both him and Lando bringing the old school armoured cavalry general, it's kind of taking me back maybe 12, 13, 14 years ago to when we used to see these armoured cavalry generals used all the time. So it'd be interesting to see how Conan and Lando use those 2 fast moving units. Our third teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's brought his very old Roman army of 12 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, and our last teammate is Brotherhood member First Prime, who's got the bog standard Roman 31k army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, and the reason it's a bog standard army is because it's so good and so effective. So there's our team. It's got the potential to be a great battle. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at my Roman army battle formation. Do you notice anything missing from that battle formation? No pilot shield units in front of my main battle formation. Now that should give you a clue to what kind of factions we are fighting in this battle. Okay, so no pilot shield units in front of my battle formation. As you know, those of you that watch our battles regularly will know it's very rare. And just a quick word about my teammates here. As a lot of you will know, I think Lando, Conan. Okay, so Lando, Conan and First Prime are three of the most attacking, aggressive players on Rome Total War. Let alone, as I say, they're the most aggressive attacking players in the Brotherhood. And also, I think they're three of the most attacking players on Rome Total War. So the battle could literally kick off anywhere on the battlefield. This should be a great one for you to watch. And here is the other team. We have the host of this game, Brotherhood member Crypto, who's bought the Greek Cities faction. Now Crypto has got 14 Spartans and 5 Cretan archers. And then we move to Brotherhood member Barclayman, who has got his faction of choice, Carthage. Now he's got 15 Sacred Band Spearmen and 5 Sacred Band Cavalry. Over the months, Barclayman has experimented with different armies and different formations, but I think this is one of his favourite armies that he's brought to this battle. And as I say, this is his faction of choice. He's got extremely good with them. A quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. He's just got 6 upgrades, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. Be interesting to see how well that army does. Okay, and their next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius, who has bought the Egyptian faction on a non-Egypt map, on a non-desert map, if you like. So he's not going to get any bonuses from this map at all. And Aurelius has got 9 Pharaoh bowmen, 5 Pharaoh guard spearmen, 4 heavy chariots, and 2 chariot archers. Okay, so remember, these Pharaoh bowmen, we've seen them on other battle videos. Pound for pound, these are probably the best archers in the game. They've got very long range, they've got really good defense, and they're so tough that when they run out of arrows, you can use them as very effective light infantry. Okay, so he's got 9 of these, so that's a heck of a lot of firepower he's bringing to this battle. There, and as I say, he's got the Pharaoh guard spearmen there, but he's only got 5 of them, but they can still be effective, especially against cavalry. If he wants to use them like that. Then he's got his 4 chariots. Remember, these guys bring a fear factor, and they've got big attacking specifications. And the good thing about these chariots is they don't run amok. They don't run amok, so that's a big advantage, I think, having chariots that don't run amok. Then he's got his 2 chariot archers as well. So that's an interesting Egyptian army there. It'll be interesting to see how well it does. Their last teammate is Brotherhood member Demon. Now, Demon has got 13 infantry, 1 peasant unit, and 6 cavalry. Okay, so a quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's got 7 upgrades, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. And I just draw your attention here to his peasant unit. Now this is a 120-man unit, and it's great to incorporate this unit into your pilot shield units, because as long as that peasant unit will stand its ground, it will soak up enemy pilots as good as any other expensive unit. So why kind of use expensive units to soak up enemy pilots when you can use a peasant unit? So I think that's a good tactical unit to bring to incorporate into your pilot shield units there. So there's the other team. It should be a great battle for you to watch. Okay, right from the very start of the battle here, you can see Lando is laying down his attacking credentials onto the table here, and you can see him running his archers forward here, backed up by his infantry. Look at his armoured cavalry general. As I say, whenever I see the armoured cavalry general used by both Conan and Lando, it does take me back 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years ago, when these units were used commonly by people that bought Rome factions. Okay, here you can see the fast-moving armoured cavalry general. Looks like he's going to hit one of the enemy Pharaoh bowman units there. Get ready for this, and bang, as he smashes into that unit. That is some massive hit there with that armoured cavalry general. Remember, that armoured cavalry general's got 2 hit points as well. Look at the damage that is done to that archer unit here. Just want to show you this. Now remember, this is an 82-man unit. It's been reduced to 42 men with 1 strike from an armoured cavalry general. Nearly half that unit there with 1 strike from this unit. This is how effective and tough an armoured cavalry general unit can be. Okay, as I say, this is genuinely old school, old-fashioned use of this unit. But as you can see on the modern day battlefield, it is still very effective. Also, what Lando might do is try and draw enemy troops forward by using his general as bait. So he'll pull enemy troops forward and they'll come in within his archer range, and then he'll be able to shoot them to pieces with his archers. Right, can you see what he's just done there? This is an old school, old fashioned tactic, using that fast moving armoured cavalry general there, okay, to pull enemy troops forward to chase him. Okay, and then they bring themselves into range of his archers. Now look at the volume of fire arrows there he's now laying down onto the enemy chariots. Okay, once again, old school unit, old school tactics here. Okay, so as I say, maybe 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years ago, you'd have seen this type of tactic being used over and over again. And as you can see, it's still very effective on the 2021 RTW modern day battlefield. Okay, so as I say, nice to see that there. He's still moving that fast moving cavalry unit around, that's still trying to draw units forward. Remember those 5 archers he's got fully upgraded in close tight formation for more impact and more damage. Make no mistake, they will be doing a lot of damage to enemy units there. You can see enemy chariots moving. You can see a lot of enemy units moving over to this flank, but he's still using that armoured cavalry. He's going to go for another Pharaoh Bowman unit there, and bang, as he smashes in there. As I say, really aggressive, old school tactics here with that fast moving armoured cavalry general. It's nice to see. As I say, this has taken me back to the battlefields of 12, 13, 14, 15 years ago. Remember, in our team, Conan, Lando and First Prime and myself, we've all been playing Rome Total War since the first day that it came out. So I think we could christen our team name as maybe the Golden Oldies. I'm sure they won't mind being called that. But as I say, we are all RTW veterans playing right from the first day that Rome Total War came out in 2004. Okay, over on this right flank here, you can see Crypto using his archers there to target First Prime's moving infantry units there. And remember, those Cretan archers got a long range, they can do a lot of damage as well, so my guess is that First Prime would have lost quite a few men there while he was moving away from there. Okay, so here you can see both Conan, okay, and Lando using their old school armoured cavalry generals side by side here. As I say, I haven't seen this, for many, many, many years. And as I say, very old fashioned, very old school here. And as I say, you can still see that even old fashioned units, old fashioned tactics can still work very well on the modern day battlefield here. So as you can see, as I say, up to about 12, 13 years ago, most of us switched to an infantry general from this armoured cavalry general. But the way these two are handling these armoured cavalry generals, maybe we should start thinking about going back to these guys instead of an infantry general. I don't know what you guys are thinking watching this. But as I say, look at the way that they're using those. See, they use these units for not just to cause casualties, but they harass and harangue the enemy. They cause disruption. They make the enemy frustrated and might make them do things that they wouldn't normally do. Over here on the right flank, you can see First Prime using his cavalry advantage here against Greek cities, and bang! Trying to take out as many of those Cretan archers as he can. He knows that Greek cities haven't got any cavalry in their army here, so he's going to try and make the most of his cavalry advantage here by taking out as many of the Cretan archers as he can. He's noticed that the other enemy cavalry are away from their Greek cities ally here, so he can make the most of that advantage that he's got here by trying to take out as many Cretans as he can. Of course, Crypto will try and protect his Cretan archers with his Spartans, so First Prime is going to have to be careful how he uses his cavalry, but it is a definite advantage here, having cavalry here against the Greek cities to try and take out those Cretan archers. And of course that'll keep Crypto busy on that flank, trying to avoid his archers being killed. And here you can see once again a Conan using his armoured cavalry general. Now he pulls back and Lando's going in again. Look, oh my gosh. Okay, over here on our left flank you can see the Egyptian chariot archers there. As I say, look at Conan and Lando here working together here with their armoured cavalry generals, really causing disruption, really causing casualties to enemy troops, frustrating enemy generals, making them kind of be angry and do things that they wouldn't usually do, that we can then take advantage of. So as I say, the old school armoured cavalry general, you've seen them in action. Do you think you might think about bringing that instead of an infantry general in the future? As I say, old school, old-fashioned tactics, but they still work on the modern 2021 Rome Total War battlefield. Okay, you can see Lando here once again being very aggressive, moving his units around the left flank here of the enemy. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so over here you can see First Prime with his cavalry there, making the, as I say, making the best use of his cavalry advantage here. As you can see, chasing down Cretan archers, killing as many as he can, because he knows how powerful those Cretan archers can be. And so we will try and target them as much as he can. Also, by doing that, that's keeping Crypto concentrating here on looking after his archers, maybe rather than going off to other places of the battlefield where he can help his allies, as he's too busy concentrating on looking after his archers. Right, you can see here Lando moving his infantry forward, a couple of infantry units forward, but those chariots and the enemy cavalry out there could hit those couple of units and maybe rout them. So he'll have to be very aware of them. Going out there. They are getting a little bit isolated, would you say? They could be ripe for a chariot and cavalry hit. Notice the enemy are moving away, drawing those two units maybe even more forward, more isolation. And there's the chariots going in, and bang, as they hit. Remember, those chariots got big attacking specifications, plus they bring a big fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops. Here comes the Carthage Sacred Band cavalry, and bang, as they smash in there. So Lando's lost those two forward infantry units that he was trying to take around the flank of the enemy team. He's got his cavalry there ready to back up these other infantry units there. But as I say, with Lando, Conan and First Prime, three of the most attacking, aggressive players on Rome Total War, the battle could have kicked off in from any direction here. So as I say, you can see Lando here doing like a left flanking action there. But once again, those units look a little bit isolated to me. Look at all that enemy cavalry. Look at those enemy chariots out there as well. So he's going to have to be a little bit careful. I see he's got his cavalry locked and loaded there. Right, you can see those chariots nearly thinking about moving in. Are they going to attack his Julii units there? You can see a lot of those chariots moving in there. And bang, as they smash into that unit. He's got his archers there in mind. They'll be shooting into those chariots. You can see the enemy SBQR cavalry and Sacred Band cavalry out there as well. Whether they're going to join in the attack, I don't know. But I can see one thing, that those 5 fully upgraded archer units of Lando are shooting into the enemy troops now. And you can see those chariots charging into his infantry. He's counter-attacked with his cavalry. You can see Demon bringing his SBQR cavalry over, and you can see Barclay Man's Sacred Band cavalry there ready to charge in. I think they've just taken out the Egyptian general there. You can see I've got my Scipii cavalry there ready to charge into the fray to help Lando's infantry. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So you can see Lando's got some infantry units there. They were being attacked by SBQR units. You got Sacred Band cavalry ready to charge in. So I'm going to take my Scipii cavalry over there to help him. And don't forget, Lando's archers will be shooting into the enemy cavalry all the time there. Remember, he's got them in tight, close formation for more impact and more damage. Meanwhile here, Lando's thrown his infantry in, once again attacking enemy units. And you can see Conan moving his infantry over as well. Remember, Conan's got 17 infantry units. That's a heck of a lot of pilots he can throw into the enemy. Meanwhile, over here you can see that Crypto's Greek cities have been kept occupied over here on this left flank by First Prime's cavalry trying to take out his Cretan archers. This is a nice tactic by First Prime, tying up Greek cities here, trying to get them just look after their archers rather than move to anywhere else on the battlefield to help their allies. So make no mistake, that is a deliberate tactic there by First Prime. Okay, so you can see I'm charging my Scipii cavalry in here to try and help my Julii allies infantry here. So I'm going to charge in there and bang, there's a smash in there. You notice the SBQR general pulling his cavalry out of the fray. He probably doesn't want to fight infantry and cavalry there, but you can see the Sacred Band cavalry of Barclay Man's moving over here. Now whether he's going to charge in or not, I don't know. But you can see here that Demon's SBQR cavalry looks like it's going to charge in, and here they come, going to attack my Scipii cavalry there. And bang! Caught one of my units there just as I'm moving away, but I'm now going to turn, I think, and face the threat. So you can see there my Scipii, blue Scipii cavalry there attacking the SBQR cavalry. But now I'm going to change the trajectory of my attack. I'm going to try and smash through my Julii allies into the flank of those SBQR infantry there. Okay, you can see my cavalry coming in now. What I'm hoping to do is the impact and penetration of my cavalry here, smashing into the flank of those SBQR infantry, may well cause some of those units to rout. And bang, I smash in there. Maybe routed one of their units there, but you can see that Barclay man's bringing his Carthage Sacred Band over to the fray as well. You can see that both Conan and Lando's Julii units are pressing in on Demon's SBQR infantry there. So we're really all pushing in there as much as we can. So remember, we are the blue and the red, okay? Julii and Scipii, and everything else is enemy. Okay, so blue and red is our team, everything else is enemy here. You can see the Egyptian general here bringing his heavy chariots over here to attack us, and you can see some more heavy chariots here and some Sacred Band, enemy Sacred Band cavalry here as well, combining. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second. So as I say, you got the Sacred Band cavalry and Egyptian chariots there combining there, maybe to hit our cavalry or battle damage cavalry, or even go for Lando's archers there. Okay, so that's quite a lot of impact they could have. But if you notice here that Aurelius has kind of rallied all his Pharaoh bowmen, he's moving them up into that area there. Remember, they've got a long range, so he could target enemy troops from that long range. Okay, but as I say here, you can see Demon's charges cavalry in there and routed a couple of Conan's, I think it's Conan's units there, been routed by Demon's SBQR cavalry. But as you can see, the Carthage Sacred Band and the Greek cities now are facing us, and the last thing we want to do is try and fight them head on unless we can hold and pin them and get units in behind them. Okay, make no mistake about that. That's what we might have to do, is try and pin and hold them and get units in behind. Right, here comes that Barclay man's Sacred Band cavalry, and bang, as he charges in there. If you notice there, I'm attacking with my cavalry, and I think First Prime's brought a couple of his cavalry units over here as well. So we're both trying to attack the Sacred Band cavalry there. I think the Sacred Band cavalry only had gold shield, gold attack, so I'm thinking that our Praetorian cavalry should be able to beat them. And yes, as you can see, we've routed most of their units there. So that's good news for us. And you can see Demon's SBQR cavalry coming over here. Looks like he's going to charge into my Scipii cavalry, and bang, as we smash into each other there. You can see here that my cavalry here and Demon's SBQR cavalry, if you notice, we've both alt-attacked. You'll see we're both fighting with our heavy swords here. So we've alt-attacked, fighting with our heavy swords instead of our light lances. Nice bit of support here by Conan, sending some of his infantry over into the fray. And as you can see here, we've routed most of the SBQR cavalry. As I say, nice support there by Conan. And as I say, you got First Prime's cavalry here as well. And as I say, we've routed most of that SBQR cavalry now. So as I say, that was a nice combination attack. But as I say, here we're facing the spears of Sacred Band, Carthage Sacred Band here, which we know are very tough infantry. And over here, of course, we're facing the Spartans. Now it looks to me like First Prime's going to once again try and hold up the Spartans here. He may well try and keep the Spartans occupied there by sacrificing his army, but hopefully we'll be able to take out the rest of his allies here. Now, this is a nice move by First Prime with his infantry, and Lando's cavalry trying to chase down those archers. Now if they can kill those enemy Cretan archers there, okay, take them out, and then maybe he can get that infantry and cavalry in behind the enemy team, looking to smash into the rear of their engaged troops. Nice tactical move there by First Prime and Lando there. Well done to them, getting in behind the enemy team. Okay, so as I say here, we've routed most of the enemy cavalry here. I think most of the SBQR cavalry and the chariots and the Carthage Sacred Band cavalry. I think between us we've managed to rout most of them there. Okay, so as I say, now we're facing the spears of the Carthage Sacred Band and the spears of the Spartans, and also the Egyptian Pharaoh Guard spearmen have been thrown into the fray as well. Okay, so there's a general overview of the intense part of the fighting here. You can see that Conan there has got his Julii troops there, and you can see the Carthage Sacred Band pushing in there. I've got my Scipii troops there fighting those Carthage Sacred Band as well. But what we would need to do is kind of get around the flanks, get in behind them, pin and hold them with our infantry, but as we pin and hold them, get units in behind, attack the weakest part of their units, and that is of course the rear. So that's what we need to do there. Okay, so as you can see here, First Prime got 3 of his urban cohorts in behind the enemy troops from the other flank. Nice tactical move there. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if he went for that Carthage general. See the Carthage general there. Now make no mistake here, First Prime is going to target that Carthage general, take him out, take the morale away from Carthage troops. Nice tactical move there, and bang, as those Scipio troops charge in there. That's what he'll want to do. He'll want to take out that Carthage general if he can. As I say, he's brought that unit all the way around from the right flank. Let's pause the game for a second here. So, as I say, First Prime is putting his Scipio infantry up against Greek cities. Now he knows that his units will lose fighting Greek cities head on. He knows that, but what he's trying to do is hold up the Greek cities as much as he can, hopefully allowing the rest of his allies, the rest of us, to be able to take out his troops. You can see there's enemy troops there. So you can see Spartans in behind us. We've got our cavalry at the back. We've got cavalry superiority now. I think we've taken out most of the enemy cavalry and chariot units there, and we would look to smash into the rear of the enemy fighting troops there. Okay, so that's what we'll be looking to do at this stage of the battle. So as I say, you can see us pressing in on those Carthage Sacred Band troops, but we need to get in behind them. Can you see I'm moving units out? There's a little gap there between those Sacred Band units. I'm taking my units forward through that gap. See that gap there between those Sacred Band units, and I'm now going to try and get in behind those units there and attack the rear of them. You can see Conan's doing the same. He's taking units through that gap as well. Okay, if you don't have a complete battle line, you will see that enemy troops will try and break through little gaps in your battle line if they can to get in behind you. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so as I say, First Prime here has been trying to hold up the Greek cities, and he's done a really good job, but he has sacrificed his army in doing that. As I say, if you fight Spartans head on with Rome, then you are going to lose. And as I say here, he's done that. He's held up the Spartans there, really done a good job there, hopefully allowing the rest of us to be able to get in behind. Now see, we've got cavalry in behind the enemy troops there, but if you notice here, Crypto's put a screening unit up there. Okay, can you see that Spartan screening unit stop us from smashing into the rear of his engaged and his allies engaged troops there? So that's a nice Spartan screening unit there. But as I say, we're trying to penetrate the enemy battle line, get in between gaps here and get in behind the enemy troops, which is what we've done here. So that's good news for us, pushing in on the enemy troops there. And don't forget, all the time Lando's fully upgraded archers are shooting into the enemy all the time through this battle. So fully upgraded archers shooting into the enemy troops there. Got to be good for us. You know, going to get some good kills, I'd have thought. If you notice here, can you see I'm backing my Scipio infantry off from those Greek city units. I don't really want to take them on head on. Obviously, as a lot of you know, veterans watching this, you don't really want to fight Spartans head on with your units unless you've got a plan, like kind of like to pin and hold them where you get units in behind them. Okay, so we've taken out Demon's general there. SBQ, our general's just been taken out. As I say, you can see we've got cavalry in behind there. I think that's Lando's cavalry charging in there, and bang, as he smashes in there into the rear of those engaged Sacred Band. He's going for the Carthage general, up, bang, straight in there. Nice hit there by Lando. So as you can see here, we're putting a lot of pressure on those Carthage Sacred Band troops there, trying to kind of avoid fighting the Greek cities at this stage. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so you can see here now Crypto's starting to move some of his Spartans up here to support his allies. I've got a couple of units there trying to hold up the Spartans if I can. Here, hopefully allowing our allies to put pressure on the enemy troops. Here you can see a lot of Carthage Sacred Band units starting to rout now. What we would like to do is take out the Sacred Band and then concentrate all our troops on the Greek cities. That's the plan there. Now notice, can you see here, Lando and Conan have got their generals just behind their fighting troops. They're not actually fighting with their generals there, but they've got the generals there to give the morale bonus. Make no mistake, those generals will be blowing the rallying bugle, okay, which even gives a bigger morale boost to their troops. Okay, so they're keeping their generals out of the fray, but keeping them close to their fighting troops there to blow the rallying bugle to give morale, keeping the troops fighting longer. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you can see, as I say, a lot of the Carthage Sacred Band troops starting to rout, but as I say, Crypto's bringing his Spartans up here to reinforce his allies. And you can see already straight away a few of our allies' infantry are starting to rout here. You've got Greek city units pushing into my Scipio units there. If you notice here, I'm keeping my Scipio general back away from the fray, but as I say, we're trying to concentrate, I think, on that Carthage general if we can. Now this is a nice move here by Barclayman, bringing his Sacred Band cavalry in to try and take out Lando and Conan's cavalry generals. Let's just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, nice move here. Barclayman knows that he would like to take out Lando and Conan's general there to stop them, give a morale bonus to their troops. So this is a nice tactical hit here by a Barclayman. Make no mistake, that is a surgical hit, deliberate hit. As I say, you can see I'm keeping my infantry general out of the battle but close to my fighting infantry to give a morale bonus to my troops, but without endangering my general. Okay, you can see Greek city units there moving up towards my Scipio troops. I'm fighting the Greek cities head on as well. So as I say here, if you were a betting person looking at the general overview of the battle, which way do you think it's going to go? Could be a close one here, right? You can see I'm going to charge my cavalry. Can you see my Scipio cavalry? Battle damage, but still quite powerful. And bang, as I charge through those two Carthage Sacred Band units into the rear of the fighting enemy troops there. I think we just took out the Carthage general there. You can see here, look, Conan charges cavalry in as well. And bang, as they smash in there as well. So between us there, we charge our cavalry and trying to do as much damage as we can to the rear of the fighting enemy troops there. There's another cavalry unit going in there of Lando's, looking bang as he smashes in there. You can see that Sacred Band unit still trying to chase down one of our allies' cavalry units. You can see I'm charging my general unit in now. Okay, and I'm bringing some other units over of my urban cohorts here. I'm really going to press in on those Greek city units there. Those only a couple of Spartan units left at this particular part of the battlefield. You can see we're really pressing in. There goes Barclayman's cavalry, and bang as he charges in to the rear of our engaged troops here. But look at the pressure we're putting in on the Greek city units here. Look at all our units pressing in on those Spartan units there, and I think that they're probably going to break, I would have thought. And you can see we're putting other units in to try and take out the other Greek city units there. There's one Spartan unit left over there. You can see we've got lots of units here, and these units of Spartans here that have been surrounded by all our urban cohorts and have eventually been taken out. So let's just pause the game for a second here. So at this stage of the battle, it looks like our team has just about managed to go on to win the battle. You'll notice it's quite a spread out battlefield here, with intense fighting in lots of places on the battlefield. Here you can see right on our right flank, moving up through the battlefield here, moving from the right flank to right centre. You can just tell how intense the fighting is by how many dead here. You can see them all piled on top of each other. And as we move further and further up into the maybe left centre, there you can see a group of Pharaoh bowmen there. You can see a big group of those got taken out. As we move over to the left centre and left flank, you can see where the most intense fighting was here, just by all the piles of dead. And as we move right out to the left flank here, you can see a lot of Egyptian chariots there dead. You can see a lot of Sacred Band cavalry and a lot of our cavalry there. So you can see this looks like a real cavalry kind of scrap out here. You can see the chariots here been taken out as well. See a lot of the horses look charred, where I think Lando was shooting fire arrows into them. And as I say there, you can see, as I say, a very spread out battlefield, very intense battlefield as well. So but as I say, here looks to be the most intense part of the fighting here, just by the amount of dead that you can see laying on top of each other. So as I say, it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle here. I think if I remember correctly, there's just one Carthage band, a Sacred Band cavalry unit left there, maybe, or there might be an Egyptian. I see the Aurelius has just admitted defeat with his Egyptian army, so I think it's just Barclayman's got one Sacred Band cavalry unit left there. But as I say, you can see here by the amount of troops that we've got left how attritional this battle was. I think most of First Prime's infantry and maybe his cavalry have all been taken out at this stage of the battle. So that just goes to show how, let's say, how attritional this battle really was. And as I say, you can see there that I can't see any of First Prime's units left at all. All the Scipio troops I can see are all mine. So As I say, I think let's say all of First Prime's army has been completely taken out, but he did well there in holding up the Greek cities for as long as he did. Very good tactic of his there, keeping the Greek cities kind of occupied there, allowing his allies to try and take out the rest of the enemy armies there. So well done to him there. Sacrificed his army, First Prime did, but to help the team out. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. As you can see, it was an average victory. I thought it might have been close, but it must have just edged up into average there. I'd like to draw your attention to the highest kills in the game, and that is Brotherhood member Crypto, 1,901 kills. So well done to Crypto with his Greek cities army, and unusual for the highest kills to be in a losing team. So well done to Crypto there with his Greek cities army there. As I say, really good kills. So, as I say, well done to Brotherhood member Crypto with Greek cities. Well done to Brotherhood Barclay man there with his faction of choice. Got some good kills there with Carthage. Well done to Aurelius. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to do there, but well done for him to bring Egypt to the 31k battlefield. You don't see Egypt bought very often. And well done to Demon. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to, but he played really well with his SBQR units. So really well played, guys. Great game. That old Roman army of mine didn't do too bad. 1,210 kills, not too bad. Well done to First Prime. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to, but he did kind of sacrifice his infantry there, holding up the Greek cities. Well done to Lando. Great kills there, 1,639. And well done to Conan, 1,699. Highest kills in our team. So well done to guys. So I hope you enjoyed this battle. I like this game. Look, 4 Roman factions against Greek cities, Carthage, Egypt and Rome. I thought that made the battle even more interesting. If you like this battle, please give us a thumbs up. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.